you guys, happy third Tuesday. It is Tuesday. I just wanted to hop
This was the moment that I realized I was totally wrong about what day it was once again.
We are doing a lot of catch up because last week got crazy. I think I vlogged on Monday or Tuesday last week, and Thursday there was a suspicious person supposedly on campus, so we went into a 2-hour plus lockdown. And as negative and scary as that situation was, it was proof that like our kids knew what to do, our staff knew what to do, our police department was here in a minute flat. So like it was a negative situation and something, you know, I would hate for anyone else to have to experience. But attitude is everything. So my attitude is like, what is the positive thing I can take away from that? And the positive thing that I'm gonna say is everyone was ready. They knew what they were doing. And you know, so help us if that situation were ever arrive again, we'd be that much more prepared. So not the best thing, but also not the worst thing. Then on Friday, the kids had a play. So they got to be out of class from first to third period. So you can imagine like all my classes are way off on content. So this week is all about catching up. And like after today, because as y'all know, this is my planning period. I've had first through fifth period. It is quite apparent that it's been the kids are gonna need some help because they had the lockdown Thursday, the play Friday, and then no school Monday because it was President's Day. So it's like, it has almost been like 5 days until some of my kids have had actual content. So it's gonna be a little bit of a struggle to get back into it, but it'll be okay. So environmental science today, we took some notes that kind of covered some of our old stuff and some new stuff. And then I had them create a pollution poster. Here's like a nice, neat example. I sent each of them like an example of a non-point source pollution or a point source pollution. So I gave them a type of either or, and so they titled it, drew a picture to represent it, described like what point source or non-point source pollution was based on what they had, and then came up with some suggestions on how to fix that. And it was just a cute little quick activity. I think it took my kiddos 30 minutes. This unit, it should be really good, but the textbook's written it in a very odd way, or like in a way that I don't think is super practical to my kids' lives. So I'm trying to pull what I feel like is practical or applicable to their life out of it. So we will see how the rest of this week goes with that. And then this week in biology, we're still doing DNA. This week I'm gonna try and do more of the DNA replication. I will say as a first year teacher, I'm struggling a little bit with this unit. And the reason is because we have we have a textbook, and then the teacher before me had purchased like these curriculum books, and the curriculum that they cover for DNA is a little different. Like it seems like the textbook kind of goes in an illogical order, and then the curriculum booklet goes weirdly into detail to some things and not into detail in the other. So I'm kind of having a hard time finding that balance. And then after those 5 days, that made it just a touch harder. So I'm gonna try and figure that out. But I think we're just gonna call DNA quits on Friday and revisit it before their state testing at the end of the year. But I had the kids do this worksheet. It should have just been front and back on my printer. It's on a print, so it's printed 2 single-sided. And I just Googled DNA replication worksheet free, and it came up. And it was a super good review for the kids. It had like all about the shapes of DNA, like what each piece of DNA is called, the order of DNA replication. Just seems super basic, super perfect. And that's kind of all we're doing. We've had no real behavior issues. I think all of our kids kind of had some fun this weekend, which makes me so happy, but they're all pretty tired today, which is awesome for me. But I wanted to show you guys an update on my plants. So the marigolds are just blossoming. I mean, look how good they look. Look at this guy. I don't know if you can really see it with that angle. So that's amazing. It says 50 to 60 days till bloom. I would say we're probably at the 30-day mark with those. And then let me go see the Peppers. The Peppers have been making a ton of progress. I'm super stoked about that. Here are my Peppers. Yay, they're just coming in. Now, the other thing is, this weekend was a 3-day weekend and progress reports came out today. So what I did is I pulled kind of a teacher move. I called home to all my kids' parents on Friday before the 3-day weekend who were failing, and, you know, let their parents know right before their 3-day weekend, which I know isn't the best thing to do, but it was time with progress reports coming out. And luckily I only have 7 kids who are failing out of my 155, so I feel pretty good about that. But I know all of them are capable of passing except for like 2, so my fingers are crossed that they can turn it around. But before I go to do the rest of my planning period, I want to show you guys outfit of the day. I'm wearing this like textured shirt. It has loose armpits. This textured shirt, it's like a lavender purple. It's really pretty stitching on it. It's from Target. And then my knee length, just gray skirt from Amazon. And my Jesus flip-flops. Honestly, yesterday I had something happen that was kind of irksome. If you follow me on Instagram, you know the story, so I'm not going to repeat it here. If you would like to know the story, you do need to be following me on my Instagram at Blissful Biologist. You should already be a part of it. But out of my, I don't want to say anger or frustration, I ended up walking like 3 miles straight, so my legs are killing me, so the Jesus flip-flops are a necessity. But for now, I will see you guys after school. I'm going to finish all my planning. I have some stuff to do because I did not do a very good job this weekend. But I will see y'all later. Hey guys, the day is officially over. Yay. 7th period went off without any problems. So like I said, today was kind of like, I can't remember if I said this, but like today was just a very calm day for my kiddos. Like there wasn't a lot going on. There wasn't a lot of behavior problems. And normally one of my kids who's had a pretty rough time this year, normally he comes in kind of fired up, and he was just cool as a cucumber. So what a blessed day. I also want to show you guys this. I finally pulled in my cactus. I had left him outside for kind of a funny view, but I had left him outside for a few weeks because he was just looking a little sad. Like you can kind of see at his base. So let's see how he's like kind of crinkly looking. So I was like, I don't think he's getting enough sun or nutrients or whatever it was. So he sat outside for a few weeks and he's looking much better. And then my sunflowers, they're all starting to grow and come in. So I'm super excited. But before I checked out for the day, I just wanted to show you guys my digital planner that I've been using because it's been killing it. Also, I have the regular iPad. It's like the newest regular iPad, so it's not the Pro. I honestly don't see the need for the Pro. Like my life is just not that fancy. But I created my own digital planner. There's a bunch of YouTube videos on how to do it. I might even make one because it was super easy. And it is so simple. So I lay out my whole week for what I'm gonna do with each class. And then I have a digital notebook for each class, which is like where I pre-write the notes that the kids are gonna take. As you guys know, I like to put my notes on like my Elmo and it portrays up on the board. And so like as I write, the kids write. I found it's like helping them just nail the vocab, and we do it for like 10 to 15 minutes each class period. And like even though it's not their most favorite and even though it's not the most engaging, I found that that's the way that helps it cement most in their head. So on Sunday, or in this case Monday, because this weekend was a holiday weekend, I did everything in my little digital planner. I planned it all out. And then I want to show you guys like what my notebook would look like, because I do one for every day. Let's see. And then it's like just a plain notebook sheet, and I write out like those exact notes. And so when I'm like on my Elmo, I put this next to my notebook, and then just copy the notes as I go. So that's that. I'm totally set for tomorrow. So like all my notes are made, all my worksheets are made, stuff like that. This week, okay, this is gonna sound bad. When my kids have taken like quizzes in the past, normally I put off writing the quiz up until like the day before. And so this week it was my goal to write the quiz really early to make sure that their review like was truly covering all the questions that would be on the quiz. So I wrote most of the environmental science quiz, which is awesome. And then my other goal for the week is creating really differentiated forms of the quizzes. Honestly, my freshmen, as far as I know, are not cheaters, but one of the senior teachers, she had a problem where one of the kids posted their answers to a test on like the class's Snapchat. So I guess the kids can make groups on Snapchat where it's like a story that just that specific group can see. So the whole, like each grade has a Snapchat group. And so they posted the entire test answer sheet on their class's Snapchat group. So that made me a little nervous, and I was like, maybe my freshmen are a little sneakier than I thought. So those are my 2 goals this week is number 1, write the quizzes, there we go, early so that my like study guides like embody everything. And then number 2 is creating different forms, so like being better about creating different forms. So other than that, since all my school stuff's done, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the road. I'm gonna go to the grocery store and just get some stuff. I ran out of my smoothie things. I have a smoothie every morning, and I ran out of lunch stuff. So I was like literally eating bread and peanut butter today for lunch. So I'm gonna go to Walmart and get that squared away. But I just wanted to say thank you guys for tagging along. I really appreciate it, and I've just been having a blast and a half sharing this all with you guys, but I will see you when I see you.